Ah, there you are! I've been doing some investigating on my... We're off to a great start, guys. Off to a great start. Ah, there you are! I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe we found our Lapis maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent member of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Bruguiere Consortium. Bruguiere? The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike, and I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol, overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. This is Master Guguremu of the East Aldenar Trading Company, and father of the bride. Let's see what he can tell us. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg your pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter of the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of your... Ah, yes, the Two-Guild sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I swear, if we see Joker come out of nowhere and he's the actual phantom thief, I will flip this table. This table. I will flip it. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I've spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. Okay. They don't look very competent, not gonna lie. Them smiles. The brass blades of the Gerbera. Gerber, for your child. The brass blades of Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? It's you again. Consulting Inspector Briardian. I have no idea how to pronounce these names. Your reputation precedes you, and what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. Sometimes I just go into Final Fantasy XIV thinking that I know how to read words, or I know a lot of vocabulary, and then I pause at words like this, and I'm like, I've never used this in my entire life of being alive. Renege, to renege on renege, on my word, would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well, let us see if your reputation is deserved, but consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident you can catch our thief this time round? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure, whisked away from its rightful owner, in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. Sure you have. Arabella's betrothed, Vanis, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father Morgant. Yaltonolt and his wife, Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhart, a steward of Gegeremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless, the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Uh-oh. Hildy? Hildebrand Manderville! I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a malm away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briarden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease! Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor, as only a Manderville man can. Here we go. I missed them. What is this disguise? Oh my god. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Should I give him an all-might voice? Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. Freaking love them. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Inspector Briarden seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. It is not by fate's whimsy that we have been reunited here today, friend. You are destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Freaking love him. He's great. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Wow! Zordia has a really cool name, excuse me. Now answer me this, Zordia. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Durilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? That is for me to know. Identical appearances, the perfect mannerisms. That is for me to know, my dude. You keep your observations to yourself, that, or you have none of import. Either way, I can respect women who would listen instead of speak. There are two aspects of the Phantom Thief's costume that drew my interest. First, the utter perfection of the physical disguise. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. This, however, was of secondary concern to me, From the movements to mannerisms to the utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not have been accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal, not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise. He studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Zordia. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume?
I will not say. I'd say a brass blade because they sus as all heck.
Precisely. Clearly you are far less useless than that bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard to one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol.
Alright. Can do. Oh, hello. This poor guy!
Excellent. You are one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Thank the gods! Please, free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive!
I feel like that's someone's fantasy.
There, now tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived at Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu. Who was to be your charge? My memory's hazy, but one was Morgaunt, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafelin gent from Limsa. Yaltonolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review him with the schedule of events, discuss the protection of keys, key supplies, and that sort of thing. Morgant, Yaltonolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. There you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did you and your Inspector Briarden's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgant Yaltonolto, and a steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildebrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend. The Inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. There is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under the canopy over there. Just you wait, friend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Oh God. The lucky father of the groom-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a matter of moments, all shall be revealed. I am Von S., heir to the chairmanship of Brugair Consortium, and who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized that I don't particularly care.
Can I slap this child? Be extra close. Look how close we are. Look, you can see his pores. Look at, oh. Hey you, look at me. Look at me. Look at me!
Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Manderville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you're my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Guguremu, and a fine evening it must be, for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter! Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Now, hold your chocobos, Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, Vanes. The phantom thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed, to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all.
Can I slap this child?
He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an... What the hell?
Effete? Effete? Effete. Effete.
Fashion-challenged youth, most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. That's me Vanez. Ever calm in the face of danger, truly is father's son. A worthy heir to the Bruguiere consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families, or family, I should say. Ho-ho! Which reminds me, Master Vaness, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day. Oh, that little trinket, 'twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasure in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Mandeville art of parley? We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interaction between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops! I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yaltonolto and Lewenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Renting out Master Gegaruju's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk. But Gil talks, and neither the Bruguiere Consortium nor the East Aldenar Trading Company are in any danger of running their coffers dry. Not seen your faces around here with the East Aldenar Trading Company, are ye? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenar Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh, pleasure to meet ye. Do tell. Is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear.
Wow! Yaltonolto!
Oh, but where are me manners? Yaltonolto of the Bruguiere Consortium, and this is me wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares? Why, just the other day a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the mandragoras. Nasty buggers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of... Ye have heard of the mandragoras, haven't ye? But of course! I once spent a year honing body and mind with the fist of Ralgar.
My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day.
And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time?
A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady. I was able to arrange for emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure, and with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm.
You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. The Inspector Briardian will be back any moment, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewenhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions to his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu, there is no time to delay.
Nashu just doing her best.
Some of those coconuts don't look like coconuts. Look at this! Now there's water! Now there isn't! Now there's water!
Nashu is precious. These crates must contain the foodstuffs of which Master Lewenhart spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigation must not be deterred. Is that a bomb? That looks like a bomb. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewenhart spoke true. Ye gads! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all.
Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see. And those coconuts were looking awfully lonely.
Oh my gosh, Nashu. Nashu! Far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies. But what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation?
Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time. I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either?
Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. I say we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he here to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise.
Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it.
Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time.
You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here.
But Miss Ellie! Should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire.
Zordy and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it.
Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry.
All we have to do is lure him away from these crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right?
So Hildebrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed.
Indeed. But enough about Hildebrand. Zordy and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and...
An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. And yes, that spot just over there by the crates should suffice.
There? Of all places? But surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I'm not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy.
Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells! Don't worry, Zordy. I'll figure some way to lead him clear of the bombs. I think the tide is rising. We really should move to higher ground.
They keep focusing on that stick.
Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm.
I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long.
If you insist, Inspector.
Oh no! Through the questioning of the brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yaltonolto, and Lewenhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over... Are the 2 of you listening?
Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector.
You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I, too, feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. But there is no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Oh no. Ha ha ha! Methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Oh, this is why they kept focusing on the stick. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. Right next to the bomb. Freaking Hildebrand. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's a nice picture. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the Inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Why would you say that?
Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying!
Oh no. What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Uh-oh. Oh no!
Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman.
Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. There are 2 more pages. Oh no. She's gonna sneeze. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briarden will meet a fiery demise. Oh, she's gonna sneeze. Oh no, she's... Oh, why is she sneezing? Did it land perfectly on his head? It did not land perfectly on his head. It did not. Of course it did. Of course it did. Don't, he's gonna move. Oh, she's gonna sneeze. There we go. Oh my gosh. Why the music? You saw through the fiend's ruse. But how? Don't tell me there's a love story happening. Let's call it a reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. They became closer. Hildebrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance, yes, vigilance is the order of the day. Oh, the food's been destroyed. What in the name of the gods? That doll's teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined! Ruined! Agent of inquiry. More like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in gaol.
Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry.
Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more, and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good food go to waste, though. Those coconuts looked positively luscious. I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that's one more mystery better left unsolved. Clearly, our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he is a more clever man than I thought. This guy... What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days. What with the mandragoras at large, even if I were to replace the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Mandragoras, I've heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewenhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh-ho! A formidable foe indeed! Were only there a brave soul in our midst, with a want for taking on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sun Timal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you are my only hope. A gentleman would never let a lady face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. If you've come for the Mandragoras, I fear you are half a bell too late. As were we, blast it all. To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did.
By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by the fisherman's bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way.
Eek! Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. Think I jest, do ye? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took your eye. As it did mine, my eye. By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined! Ruined! If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. To hear most say it, the mandragores are a nasty lot, a right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners, the realm over. But let me tell ye, friend, that ain't the least of it. Feeling their fellow fronds from their larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution! Madness, ye say. Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression, I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me if it ain't the undead overlord what fancy himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you, could it be? The adventurer what bested the thieving duelist in single combat?
Yes.
Well, bugger me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist travelled with a demon bird, whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I dunno about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud. And I mean that literally. As we speak, the mandragores are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isle of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favour if you could go there and uproot them for the harvest comes.
Many a case have I solved in my day, but I've not matched wits with a sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating to the Isle of Umbra. How the heck am I supposed to speak that? You feel a hostile gaze upon you. That might have sounded like something completely altogether. Okay, what does a carrot sound like? Again?
Friend, my pursuit of the mandragores has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here, somewhere.
Commence the mandragores. Oh, I just realized that I'm summoner. Fudge. How do I summon her again? Fudge. How do I summon her again? I forgot how to summon her. How do I do this again? I have completely forgotten how to summon her. Why did I choose? It's alright, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh, there's a right order? Wait, what's the order? What do you mean? There's an order? Well, that's nice to know, as I've already killed them.
What took you so long, friend? The Isles of Umbra are but a short sprint away. I trust you have brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed.
How did you get here before me?
You return. I fear you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. The stolen foodstuffs. You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasoning.
Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before.
That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, and it is time we return to the case. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us.
Core, the peppers have changed color.
What's this? Peppers that possess the same power of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must need investigate.
They're blue.
A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewenhart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate.
But look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious.
Did I say purple? I meant purplish blue or bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. You are the phantom thief, unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. After him! Ha! The charade is up, after the man! It is as I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice. What, is he dead? You can run, but you cannot! Oh gosh. Ha ha ha! You thought you could outsprint this Manderville man. You were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snipper, a fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. What? Where am I? Who are you? Ha! Playing the fool will avail you not! I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Wait! I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella! I must find her at once. Ugh, my head. It would seem this man wears no mask. This is the true Lewenhard. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and in the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managed to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me.
Now that you mention it, the impostor was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him.
There is still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewenhard back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Oh? Mandragora? Oh?
I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seethe with rage at those that took from you what was yours.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Oh, do we get a face? Do we get a face? Who is it? Who is it? Show me your face. Of course you're not going to show me your face, damn it. Gosh, the way they run is so cute. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? That gross. That's a skin mask. That gross. Do I dream? But I must. For such a beauty could not be of this world. A gentleman's heart swoons. Oh. Arabella, I see. Okay. Alright. Hey, girl.
Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewen, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers.
Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I'm Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy.
The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true?
I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildebrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name.
The gods smile on me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion. And yet... You seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vannes. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift. A treasure for my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle.
Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Inconscionable!
Father says that this marriage must happen. That it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true Olden. But if I may be bold, milady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as servant rather than son. You may think father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vannes, if that will make father happy.
You can't be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days.
If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol to see how the inspector's investigation fares. I as well must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends.
We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Mandeville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable to your adventures as it has in my investigation, or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. The gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me! That fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. Who's under the table? What? And what are you doing? Inspector Briardian! I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere.
Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for our own. Tee-hee.
There is no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage.
But Inspector, Vannes and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence.
Huh, that is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up, or the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Briarden, I knew the day would come that you recognize my many talents. Worry not about Master Vannes. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity.
Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about.
Perfect. Zordia, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation.
Has the Lapis maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we clearly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Servant's garb, but why?
Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight.
But the ceremony, father will be furious, and Lord Vannes.
We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it.
Lewin, if father heard you say such things.
I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger.
Besides, we have not one but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is broken to justice.
Did I say broken? Brought.
Very well, I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector?
Zordia, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin.
Ah, you return! Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vannis at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress. I must admit I am into some confusion as to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that I must attend to Master Vannis before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend, I assure you that Inspector Briarden and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? You will not elude me this time, fiend.
Oh, there's be a lot of people, okay.
Curses! How am I supposed to find a man with all these people milling about?
Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by Bruguière's Consortium and the East Aldenard Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversations.
The Lapis Maiden! If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vannis is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yelto Nolto, Sainana. Honored guests, it's a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son Vannis, future chair of the Bruguière Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu, of the East Aldenard Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows ere today, that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come.
Is it gonna be Hildebrand?
Damn you, Hildebrand Manderville, you had one job.
It's gonna be Hildebrand.
She's beautiful.
It's Hildebrand, isn't it? It's Hildebrand.
Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me.
His nose.
My sun and stars! Yes, 1,000 times yes! I am yours and shall be forevermore.
Oh my god.
What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant?
Dying.
Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend, who would take aim at her life.
The fact that he has cloud hair.
The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vannis. Or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces! Me? The thief? Are you mad? It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tale of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but two men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today, her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lewenhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vannis, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces.
I swear, Hildebrand. The music just cut out.
And anyone else with half their wits about them.
And he runs.
How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once! Lock him up in a jail and throw away the key!
Arabella! Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about.
How did he know?
A glove on his right hand. Could it be?
Are we seeing a face? Are we seeing a face? Oh, we see a face. Hildebrand was right. The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! Hildebrand on the floor! Okay, Emmett. Is this the makings of Emmett? This is hilarious. Void Crew. You came all this way for me. You love me. You really, really love me. Oh my gosh. Even the Mandragora don't want him. Damn. Poof. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. Milords, miladies, till we meet again. Alright, Joker. Aw, she had fun. I hear the real Vanis was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I could have ever hoped for. Vanis and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildebrand, who taught me this lesson. What is that face? For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet in the end, he took only her neck piece. Now that you mention it, Master Guguremu told me about the clasp when it first arrived, engraved with the mark of the sun goddess. It is one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguiere collection, known by many as Azima. Azima's virtue. Yo, we fought. Yo, this is cool, cause this is cool, cause I know what they look like now. The maiden's virtue, indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Oh God, these two dorks. Oh, it missed him this time. Oh, who is it hitting? Who is it hitting? Oh. Mandragora dead. Oh, he's learning.
Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look.
These facial expressions, man. I like how in the background the fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. Look, me and Hildebrand are twinning. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes! It was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably, the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. Huh? Look, I'm twinning with Hildebrand. So that wasn't actually his face. Because they still have him blacked out. Up next, to the victor goes a priceless treasure. While the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Oh my god. Are 8 legs better than 2? Oh my gosh, Hildebrand will return in the Colosseum Conundrum.
The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one? At the same time...
Frickin' Godbert, man.
At the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time.